Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3. I'm super excited for today. It's really, it's going to be a great live stream. I know that's a topic that a lot of you and myself before, and even sometimes now, I do have problem with. So I just want to let you know, I posted and I did a live audio stream, which is absolutely amazing for those of you who want to just, tiptoe and don't feel really safe doing live video, but live audio, maybe it will be as a stepping stone for you. So Facebook has the feature now, live audio. So once you go to the live, and then on the top is going to ask you if you want audio or if you want video. So you can choose either one. And for the audio, it's going to use your image, your photo, the profile photo. So it's going to be like a circle photo. And then you can use only audio, and you see the same way the comments coming through. So so that's the new thing, and I posted and I did live audio for it. So I'm not going to take a lot of time talking. We have a lot of content today. So hey Christy, nice to see you here. We have a lot of content today, so I'm just going to start. And whoever hops on, we're gonna recap towards the end. So I just want, before I introduce myself, to recap a little bit about yesterday. So yesterday was day 2. Well, in day 1, we talked about identifying your fears and what to do about it. And then on day 2, yesterday, we talked about I don't like myself on camera, I have an accent, I don't like my voice, my hair, and all those external things that we are fearful, or we have some mindset blocks around it and that are stopping us from growing and showing up big and bold in the world, so we can, fulfill our mission. So we went over the external things, circumstances that we can take care of to do that, lighting, makeup, hair, and all that. And then we went into the internal, which was identifying the limiting thoughts, tracing them back, and then identifying how credible the source of that information was. And then we went over to evidences and rewriting those limiting beliefs. If you haven't watched it, go back. It's about an hour video, so it is pretty long. Hey Velvet, thanks for being here again. I really appreciate everybody's time. I know we're all so busy, and I do appreciate your time hopping on. So today I'm trying to keep it short, although yesterday I said that it was an hour, but there were a lot of comments and I wanted to address them. So and today I have a few pages of notes. So I just want to, if you can't stay for the whole live stream, no worries. The replays are in the video section, but I'm taking them down on April 22nd. And above it's the replay link if you want to sign up for it. So you can have access for all the videos, 10 of them, after the 22nd, but until the 22nd they are in the video section. Okay, so today, well, yesterday just a little bit, we talked also about, and I want to again emphasize, getting really, hey Christine, thanks for being here, comfortable with being uncomfortable. That was one of the major things that we talked about, and that goes also for today. So really being okay with being uncomfortable and getting really comfortable, because there's no way around it. If you want to grow, if you want to move past our comfort zone, which is not that comforting, then we are going to be uncomfortable, and I want you to be okay. Thanks for the hearts. I want you to be okay and comfortable being uncomfortable. So we mentioned also that our brain does what's familiar. So if you are procrastinating, or mostly procrastinating, or used to listening to those limiting beliefs and give in to them, then your brain is familiar with that and will do that until you make the familiar unfamiliar and the familiar, the good thoughts, the good habits familiar. So that was yesterday, and we wanted to, change our habits of thinking so we can change our habits of actions, because our thoughts will determine the actions. So that was all yesterday. Today, day 3. Who am I to teach? Comparisonitis. And I had it, many of you have it. I don't have what it takes. I'm not an expert. I don't have so many subscribers, followers, clients. Other people think I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. I'm not an expert. Who am I to teach? All this external validation, or being afraid that you'll be called fraud, all that goes under the same category, and many of us had it. I had it when I started my online business. I don't have it as a producer, but I had it in the online space. So every time we up level or we start a new venture, probably we are going to have some of those thoughts, and it's catch-22, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So, even yesterday somebody mentioned, who was it? I think Spencer. Yes, on day 2, day 1, she mentioned, what is the point of starting if I'm not going to be as good as whoever person? So the same thing. That was me before, and let me know if that resonates with you. Hey Veronica, thanks for stopping by, for being here. For me, it was YouTube followers. So in the beginning, when I started my woman-to-woman TV, and I was comparing my channel with other people's channels like Marie Forleo, Brendan Burchard, and all that. So then, and some other influencers as well. So what happened at one point was that I said, I didn't realize it's a slow organic traffic and it takes time. Confirmation had to tell me that I should not worry about this. God can speak to me. Exactly. Yes, Christine. Great. Absolutely. So I started getting discouraged because I was thinking, okay, if I'm not getting those views, what's the point? What's the point of doing it at all? So that is catch-22, because if you don't start and put the work, of course it's not going to happen. You don't even have a chance to make it. And we live now in such a culture that we are so number-driven. We are always comparing followers, sales, numbers, and it's all about the number, how many followers and all that. So it's more quantity versus quality, and it's very hard to stay shielded from that and not to be affected when everyone is talking about it. And then we start thinking, oh, if I don't have million followers, I must not be good enough, my message must not be on point, something must be wrong. So then what is the point? And that's how we get with our thoughts, down the drain. But when we don't start, we don't have chance to try. And I don't know about you, but for me, regret, it's a bigger motivator. So it's a very big motivator. Normally, I live my life without having any regrets. And I'm trying always to check with myself when I want to do something, if I should do it or not. And when I'm scared to do it, I always do it most of the times, because I don't want to regret it. I'd rather fail and learn from it than, in bottom line, it's about how we perceive failure. I'd rather fail and learn from it than to regret one day why I didn't do it. And so for me, regret is really a big motivator. And I came across a book that was called The 5 Biggest Regrets of Dying People, and it was written by a nurse, Bronnie Ware. I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but she was talking about she used to work in a retirement home and interview the people in the retirement home, people that were not in their best shape, right? So the 5 regrets are I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. That was number one regret. Number two, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Three, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Four, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And five, I wish that I had let myself be happier. So those are really powerful, and I don't want to be in the on the end of my life and looking back and regretting. So for me, it's about doing it right now and starting and falling in love really with the process. So it requires hard work, it requires disappointment, negative comments and all that, and patience and perseverance. It requires all that. However, the best way is to fall in love with that and understand that it's a process. And we'll talk about how we can get discouraged and share, one must fail in order to succeed. Love it. Yes, we have to fail. And I was not brought up like that. But like no one told me, fail, do mistakes and all that. So I'm glad that now I know this and I teach my son that, but failure, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. So today we'll be talking about why you don't need to compare yourself with others, and also why you need to compare yourself with others. So you need to do the work, even, if you have 1 million followers, if you have 1 follower. I come from a background of a dancer, and every time we perform, if there was 2 people in the audience or 200, we were taught that we have to perform always the same for the 2 people or for the 200 people. So for me, number, it's not a big thing, although I fell into that trap 2 years ago, but I'm not doing it again. And one of my clients, she shared even in the group, when we worked together, her numbers were not really moving up on YouTube. And I kept telling her, just do the work, it's gonna happen. It's a slow, organic traffic, people need time to trust and so on. And now, she gets subscribers, the numbers are moving up, and she's so happy that she persevered throughout that time. But that's what we need to do. And that has to do a lot with the instant gratification right now. We need it right now. If we don't have it right now, we don't have time to wait. That's the culture we live in. But I believe in when you have a business, you cannot have that mentality and attitude, because then you're going to fall flat on your face. So number one, it's the numbers. So we talked about the numbers, and it's just the nature of it. If you want to have a successful YouTube channel or Instagram following and so on, you have to put the work, you have to be patient, and you can't be comparing yourself with others. Why? Because Marie Forleo, she did not start with 1 million followers, or Brendan Burchard. Brendan Burchard started with 0 followers, 20 people in the audience when he was doing his live events. Sometimes they were not even paying. He had a crappy flip camera, and he was taping it to a box instead of a tripod, because he didn't have a tripod. But he knew that even if you have 1 million subscribers, you still have to do the work. It's not you have 1 million subscribers and then you lay back. Why? Because you are going to lose those subscribers. The minute you think, I made it, you're done. So that's in business, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. That's in business, that's in everything. So number one, why you don't need to compare is the numbers. Number two is comparing your rehearsals to someone else's performance. We don't see behind the scenes, and on social media, especially on Facebook and posts that we read, we see a lot of times, people post like in 2 short weeks, working 3 hours a day, 3 days a week, 20 minutes on Facebook. I sold out my one-on-one program, I made millions of dollars and so on. And then you think, wow, they must be special, more knowledgeable, more smart, more experience, more expertise. Who am I? And then you get discouraged. You work all these hours and then you don't get that. And this person that puts 3 hours of work and gets that. Great. Yep. Freedom. So, and you fell into that trap, right? That few months ago, and I fell into that trap, I'm sorry. Few months ago when I was reading posts like that and I was working so hard and I'm a single mom and every minute I was on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, editing videos, commenting to people, engaging with the group and all that. It is a work. It's real work behind the scenes. So when I was reading those posts, I kept thinking, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. There must be something else. And it just, for me, was to change my psychology, because I know, later on when the business is profitable and you can hire help and all that, you can ease up. But still, the minute you stop promoting and marketing, your business goes down. I mean, even Gina Devi, she does live streams on Monday now. Every Monday she does live stream. She's constantly promoting, marketing, and so on. You still have to do the work. I mean, maybe she's not working as many hours as I do, of course, but I'm sure she's still doing the work. So I just want you to understand that there's no way around work. And yes, we have to be self-compassionate and take breaks and all that. But reading those posts, nowadays I just pass them by. I don't even comment. I don't even like posts like that. Because for me, I don't know. I don't think it's the truth. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. I'm just in the beginning of my journey. So I do not work 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. I work 24/7, 7 days a week. I work constantly. If not one thing, then another, but I do work constantly. So maybe it's just me. That is my opinion. There's no way around the work. And I do take a lot of thinking time and meditation so I can, come up with content. I normally, when I meditate, write this content, but that's a different story. And also, we have different backgrounds. So if the person who is working 3 days a week, 3 hours a day, and so on, maybe they are stay-at-home mom. Indeed, a lot of work. Oh, but that is part of the job. Exactly. Hustle. Exactly, freedom. So there's no way around it. I mean, at least in the beginning. I'll let you know after, when, afterwards, after a year. So also comes down to a background. If you're a stay-at-home mom, your kids are in school, or they're older, they don't need that much attention. Yeah, I mean, 3 hours really focused can be a lot, but I don't have that. I'm a single mom, I'm a working parent, so I don't have that luxury of 3 uninterrupted hours. I mean, I don't remember since when I didn't have those hours uninterrupted. It's always me working, my son coming, asking me questions, playing Legos, go back. That's how I roll. So it is a background. So comparing with somebody else who has a completely different set of circumstances, it's not even equal. And the only thing it makes you is disappoints you and drags you down. So that is the second thing, that we should not compare ourselves only because our rehearsals to other people's performances, because that flashy side, what we see on social media, it's not the true work. There was a great image, oh, thanks, I'm glad you're here. So there was a great image somebody posted on Facebook a while ago. It was the point shoes, the ballet, and I'm with a ballet background. So one was with the ballet shoe with the points, pretty pink, and the other was the actual bare foot. And I don't know if you know ballet dancers, but I am a ballet dancer, I was. And your nails are crushed, bleeding, and not a pretty picture. They're most of the times deformed. And because of the point. So that image, the juxtaposition for me was, oh my God, the rehearsal. You can never tell in the performance that that was behind the scenes, but that's what it is in business, at least for me. It is that hard work. It is putting, the hours in. So, you're an entrepreneur. So don't assume other people do not put work. And I'll just say avoid posts like that. I don't believe personally in somebody's success overnight and putting 3 hours, but that is me. Moving on. So next thing is humility. There is a, I don't know, maybe some of you know him. He's an American podcaster, author, and retired US Navy SEAL. His name is Jocko Willing, and he was talking in the last Success magazine about humility, and I think it applies, on the war, during the war, or even now, right? So he says that you need to respect the competition. The minute you start, you stop respecting it, you start cutting corners, you look for shortcuts to do the work, and you stop sharpening your skills. So you stop learning and developing those skills that got you there in first place. The minute you think, okay, I made it, the competition, or you don't even look at the competition. That's why it's important to check, and we'll go, after that we'll talk about it. But it's very important to see, to measure your success, not to measure in a sense that, oh, they're better, or what are they doing? Let me do the same, but in the sense that what is relevant right now. And we'll talk about, I don't want to take time right now, but the humility. The minute you let your guard down and you think you made it, that's it. You are cutting, shortcuts, you're looking for shortcuts and so on. And it reminds me, sometimes when we get promotion at work, we think, okay, that's what I wanted, that's it, so now I don't have to put the work. And then you stop developing those skills that got you promoted in first place. So it's the same thing. And I believe always, with discipline and work ethic, and always having the stamina to look inside and look what we're doing, so we can truthfully assess ourselves without getting overly emotional and disappointed, but assessing ourselves and then making it better. And it is hard. We need mental strength for that. But there are things that we can do, and throughout the 10 days we talk about, and I gave you the past 2 days a lot of exercises. That is how you develop the mental stamina, strength, and it's mostly by doing things. So it's always, focused on the improvement. Focus on the improvement and looking few steps in front, knowing your far goal, the big goal. No confidence and overconfidence is not healthy. Exactly, and I'll talk about this. That is an absolutely great point. I'll share a TED talk that I watched. Exactly, yeah, and it's related to what we talk. Absolutely, Ferreira. And ladies, share whatever resonates with you, or if you have a different point of view, absolutely, that's why we're here for. So the next thing is, I don't have an equal start. That's what I was thinking. I'm an immigrant. My family is not rich. I'm not from an educated family, or so on. So that was one thing. When I moved to the States, when I was 26, I was thinking, oh, only if I had an equal start, only if I was born here, knew the language and all that, and have the network of people, I would, be successful. And it took me some time to realize that that is not always the case, because I see people, we have evidence all around us that there are people that are born here, but they don't take advantage of whatever skills they have or whatever the environment provides for them. And also, when you're, even if you're born in a rich family, that does not guarantee success. And there are many billionaires and millionaires, or whatever success means to you, that they are living a successful life, but they're born in a not so advantaged family. So it's not about coming from somewhere. Yes, maybe it made it easier, but I don't think that is the guarantee success. You still have to put the work no matter what. Now the next thing is the external traits, the beauty. This is a big one, and we talked about yesterday, we talked about hair and all that, but the minute you start comparing yourself with the visual, with the external features with somebody else, you are not going to snort. Why? Because there's always somebody who we think is prettier than us. I mean, today I was trying to do something fancy with my hair and it looks like but I just did it in the bathroom. It was in these two ponytails. It worked summertime, it didn't work today. So now if I would compare myself even to myself yesterday, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't go like that, I can't shoot like that, I gotta fix it, it has to be perfect. And we'll talk about perfectionism tomorrow. But the minute you compare yourself with somebody else, you're done. And I think Michael Jordan said that his success is because he compares himself with himself, and he always tries to do better. So I think that's a great thing to do. But I believe that every one of us has gifts and talents that are given from God, the universe, or whatever you believe in. And it's our responsibility to share it with the world. Those superficial comparisons with the physical features that we have prevent us from sharing our knowledge and our gifts. And we're doing this service, thanks for the hearts, we're doing this service not only to us, but for the people outside, because I know my message, no matter my hair, today will help. Even if it's one person, it will make difference in their life. And then later on, when I post it on my website or on YouTube, a couple of hundred people will see it. But if I make difference to one person, that's what it matters, because that is a gift. And I believe when you have a gift, and everyone has a gift, some people are lucky to find it, some people are not. So everyone has a gift. And I strongly believe that's our responsibility to share it, and to share it freely so we can make space for the new. That's why actually, you know, one of the reasons why I share a lot of free content is because I believe that's a gift, and there's a limited amount of information and knowledge which I can get whenever I want. So, and information gets obsolete, especially now. Whatever I'm teaching you, technically, in a year probably will be obsolete. So, for me, holding that inside me, I'm not really doing any service to you, and I'm not really going to make money from it. So, for me, I have a gift. I know I have a purpose, and I'm sharing. So if my hair is perfect today or not, which is the second one today, then be it. The most important is the value. And I'll share a story. My mom, she writes poetry. So back in Bulgaria, I think I was like 23 or 4. She had a lot of poetry piled up. So my friend came, she was a Russian girl, and she was a lot of into personal development, even at that time. So she asked my mom to read it. So she read a few, and she said, wow, those are amazing. And they're really beautiful poetry, very deep. And so she said, when are you going to put them together in a book? So my mom said, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm not a professional writer. That's a hobby, you know. I'm not going to put a book together. And then my friend looked at her and said, you know, you're a little bit selfish. I was shocked. I'm like, what? So then my friend, you know, went on to explain it. And she said, you know, when you have a gift, you have to share it with the world, because that is why this gift is given to you. You have to share it. You are going to make difference in people's lives, and it's very selfish to hold on to it, because then you might not even able to do it, right? Because the gift is given for certain reasons. So long story short, my mom, she put together a book, and she has a book that came out. So that was great. But I do believe that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Well, you know, and I would love to hear your opinion and your thoughts on. But our appearances, many times we can't change it. You know, I can't change the fact that I'm aging, right? We all are, you know, life goes on. That just sign that we are alive. That I get wrinkles, that I need more makeup, that I need more lights, and so on. So those external things, the voice and that's why we had yesterday to work on, because we can change those things. We can put makeup and light and all those external things, but we cannot change who we are. And we better accept it, because which one is better? Never starting because we don't like our nose, lips, voice, and so on, or starting and attracting people that will be attracted to our message. That's why I always say, when you do live or when you do video, you need to take the attention of yourself. Even if you need to cover the screen, it doesn't matter. You need to take the attention of yourself and put it in the message, in the value that you provide. Have a person in mind that you're talking to, that you know. Great, yes, Christy. Share your gifts with the world. Acceptance is part of self-compassion. Yes, we absolutely need to accept ourselves. It's a difficult process, and the older you are, the harder it is, and depends on how you grew up and so on. So for me, it was very hard. And I shared, you know, yesterday I work with a mindset. It's a money mindset coach, because I do have money stories. But I recognize that, and I know that, and I work with her because I don't want to be stuck. Great advice to take attention of it. Didn't think of that. Thanks for saying that. I'm really happy, Kathy, that it worked. Yes, it's very hard when you do live. I keep looking at my hair because I messed it up. But I also look down for the comments, not only myself, but when you do recorded video, it's always looking in the lens, not yourself. There are rare moments in my life that I looked in the mirror and I'm like, wow, Luchia, you are beautiful. You know, that almost never happened to me. I mean, you know, I don't think, you know, I think I'm pretty the way I am, but I just accept the fact that, you know, I have imperfections. So what helps me is focus on the message. I always treat it like a talk show, because my background, it's TV hosts and producer and so on. But when I'm hosting a show and I have a person that I interview, my focus is to the person. I don't even look at the monitor, because there's always a monitor with the two of us I can see, and I don't even look at there, because then your mind is off. And even when I do live stream, if I start thinking about my hair, I have notes, but still it will be hard. I can't read my notes constantly. So you need to focus on your message and the value that you provide. People are not going to hire you, or, well, in our industry, right, we're not models, but they're not going to hire you or watch your videos and so on just because of your pretty hair or features and so on. If they, oops, give me a second. Okay, that's interesting. That's the alarm. The window alarm went off. People are not going to hire you for that. They're going to hire you because the message resonates with them, or they see value. People think, you know, what's in it for me? Now, if I don't provide you value, you are not going to watch, believe me, because you like my necklace or my hair. Right? You want to know what's for you, because time is our biggest commodity and our biggest asset, And we should not spend our attention everywhere, but we have to strategically think, what am I getting, what value I'm getting. So let's move on. I don't want to make it to an hour, but I think I will today. The next two things are, why do we need to compare ourselves with others? Well, actually, it's one, well, there are a few reasons, but yeah, why? It's for creativities, ideas, vision. It's creative stealing. That's what we used to call in the ballet. They encouraged us constantly to watch Bruce Lee karate movies because they were, you know, a lot of jumps reminded of ballet. We were always encouraged to go and see other dance performances. Why? We called it creative stealing. It was not stealing, but you see a move, you see something, and you're, oh wow, you know, I can do that. But you don't do that exact thing. You put your own spin on it. Why? Because you're authentic and unique the way you are. The way I would do it, other video coach would do something different, because we're different peoples. We come with different sets of skills and different background. And now that brings me to, there was a TED Talk, Freedom, that you mentioned. The lady name was Carolyn McHugh, and I believe she's a non-Irish nun. I'm not really sure. So she talked about why there's competition and how we stop comparing ourselves to others. So when you have the inferior complex, so you think everyone else is better than you, and you're sort of waiting to be rescued and to be discovered. And that's what many actors do in the acting world. You're waiting to be discovered without going to auditions. But guess what? When you're discovered and you're not ready, that's not a bad luck. That's the worst luck. Because you better be ready when you're discovered. But that never, you know, you got to put the work. So when you have the inferior complex, then you get envious of other people that are taking action, that are doing it, because you are passive. And then the next thing she said is the superiority complex, right? When you feel that you're above others, you're better than everyone. So the minute you see, and then of course you're not developing your skills that much because you think you're better than everyone, so why do it? And then when you see other people succeeding, you start getting envious and jealous. So in the middle, in between these two, is the full self-acceptance and knowing yourself. And in that moment, there's no competition, like Frida mentioned. So we always have to strive, yes, to look at other people's performances. Yes, to look at the other coaches. I constantly look at other coaches, what they're doing. But for me, I'm inspired by their success because I know it's possible for me. If another video coach is struggling, then I will rethink the niche. But I see them succeeding, that means it's possible for me. Equanimity. Oh, is that what it's called in the middle? Oh, great. Yeah, equanimity. I didn't catch that one, but okay, that's great to know. Yeah. So for me, I'm really inspired when I see other people. And yeah, I mean, I fall into the trap before to compare with others and to compete, but I'm very competitive by nature. But when it comes to online business, for me, it was the biggest journey to self-discovery, and I'm still working on it. And the more I accept myself and my gifts, and it just makes it just makes tons of difference. You perceive other people in a different way, and it's beautiful. So few tools to help you if you are comparing with others. And I have this, I wrote it before because Veronica actually shared an article in her group, and I had sort of written something but not in detail, and now I have it on my wall. I read it constantly with my success file that I have from testimonials. Thanks, Freedom. So one, it's get a piece of paper, split it in two, and on the left column you write hard skills, on the right column you write soft skills. So the hard skills are your experience, training, degree, professional expertise, your everything that you study. So those are the hard skills, the things that you can do. Like for me, is the technical, the video knowledge. I have a graphic design degree, so I know the spacing, the colors, the graphic, the typography, all these hard skills that are pretty much you're hired for. You put them on the left column, and on the right column, so that helps you set to see how you're different from others, right? For me, it's the technical skills that I'm pretty good at, and I have 20 years experience on and off camera, and many awards, which not many video coaches have. So that really sets me apart. Soft skills. So all the soft skills are the work ethic, the discipline, emotional intelligence, how you respond to problems, the problem solving skills and all that. So those are things that you develop pretty much with experience and life experience, but also, you know, the environment that you grew up in. So those are the soft skills. And for me, is the discipline. I grew up doing the communist time. I did ballet, and so I have pretty strong discipline, and I have impeccable work ethic. So when I say something, I'll do it. I have to do it. If I'm on a deadline, there's no way not to finish it. So write those things and see. That way you can assess yourself and see how different you are from the other life coach, from the other success strategist or the business coach and so on. Because those are the things that in your message, in your appearance, in your calls, those are the things that will set you apart and make you different. And that is how people are attracted to you, for those unique traits. It's not for the universal thing that we're trying to achieve and appeal to everyone. No, it's for those traits that we have, those that are unique to us. And let me know what you think. I'd love to know your opinion, even on a replay. So it is the success. See the success of others as inspiration that is possible. Because if there's no competition, that probably means there's no demand on that field, and you know that is not a good thing. So it's better to have competition, and just knowing more yourself will help you to know your difference. When they ask you, why would I hire you, you know what to answer, because you're not the same as everyone else. We're all unique snowflakes. Now, if you need more personalized support, more personal mapping out a strategy or technique or anything that you want to work on to help you cultivate that. Thanks, Luchia. I like that. Getting clear on your soft and hard skills. Yep. Yes, Christy. I'm glad. And, I'm offering, I said yesterday, only to this group, 30 minutes personal strategy session, only until I do the 10 days, and after that it's done. So if you really want to help mapping out and digging deeper and see what sets you apart, especially when it comes to video, and if you have any particular things that you wanna work on and you're not sure how to go about, that is why I'm offering the personal strategy session. The link is above, bit.ly personal strategy session. That is the link, and it's 30 minutes with me. One-on-one. So tomorrow we're going to let me know if you have questions for day 3. Tomorrow, day 4 at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're talking about perfectionism. So I don't have the right equipment. I don't know where to start. If I can get help, reach out. And so any of that perfectionistic thinking, that I'm a recovering perfectionist, so you'll learn from the best. But that's the nature of my work. And when I edit something or write something and you have to put it on national television, better be good. So I'm a perfectionist in that matter, but I see it doesn't serve me well all the time, and now I'm very selective to what I give my attention in, and to where I'm more perfectionist than where I'm not. I know when to let it go and what to let it go. So that's coming up tomorrow, which I'm super excited about, because that's one of the biggest things with comparisonitis, why many women don't do video. So if you don't have any questions or comments, I'm hopping off, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for being on the live stream, and on a replay, let me know your questions, comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer or to comment. Or if you disagree, I love that. I love to see different opinions, and there's always something to learn from other people's opinions, which is great. So enjoy your day. You're very welcome, Christy. Enjoy your day wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.